If you are over 60 and you keep waking up with high blood sugar, do not blame your age too quickly. Do not assume your diabetes is simply getting worse. Sometimes, the problem is much smaller, quieter, and easier to miss. It may be the snack you eat before bed, the one that looks harmless at 9:30 at night, but keeps pushing your glucose upward while you sleep. And this is where many older adults get caught. You may eat a light dinner, take your medication properly, go to bed thinking you did everything right, and still wake up to a number that frightens you. You may wake with a dry mouth, a heavy head, unusual fatigue, or a morning glucose reading that makes you think, what did I do wrong? The answer is not always simple, but one common place to look is your night snack. Hello, I'm Dr. Claire Bennett. Today, I want to walk you through 7 night snacks that many seniors can try without causing a sharp blood sugar spike. When the portions are small and the choices fit your personal health situation, we are not going to talk about strange diet tricks, expensive powders, or miracle foods. We are going to talk about ordinary foods in ordinary kitchens: eggs, plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, hummus, peanut butter, nuts, vegetables, and chia. Before we go through the list, think about the snack you usually reach for after dinner. Is it cereal, crackers, fruit, sweet yogurt, toast, biscuits, juice, or just a little something from the cupboard? Keep that snack in your mind, because by the end of this video, you may understand whether it is helping your body settle for the night or quietly working against you. This matters more than many people realize. According to the CDC's National Diabetes Statistics Report, 40.1 million people in the United States had diagnosed or undiagnosed diabetes in 2023, and 31.3 million people aged 65 or older had prediabetes. That means blood sugar is not a small side issue for older adults. It is a daily health concern for millions of seniors and families. Now, let me be very clear from the beginning. A bedtime snack is not necessary for everyone. Some people do better when they stop eating after dinner. Some people need a small snack because they eat dinner early, take certain diabetes medications, or are at risk for low blood sugar overnight. And some people think they need a bedtime snack, when what they really need is a better dinner, a medication review, or a clearer evening routine. A systematic review published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition looked at bedtime snacks in people with type 2 diabetes and found no consistent evidence that a bedtime snack automatically improves blood sugar control. That is important because it means we should not treat night snacking like a universal treatment. It is a tool. Used properly, it can help some people. Used casually, it can raise glucose, add calories, worsen reflux, and confuse your morning numbers. So the question is not simply, can seniors eat at night? The better question is, if you do eat at night, what kind of snack gives your body the least trouble? Before I name the 7 snacks, I want you to understand one simple thing about blood sugar at night. Your body does not react to every snack the same way. A sweet snack, a starchy snack, and a protein-rich snack may all look small on a plate, but inside the body, they behave very differently. Carbohydrates are the part of food that usually raises blood sugar the most. This includes sugar, bread, cereal, crackers, rice, fruit juice, sweet yogurt, biscuits, and many packaged snack foods. CDC carb counting guidance explains that sugars and starches raise blood sugar, while fiber does not raise blood sugar in the same way. That one sentence explains many nighttime problems. A bowl of cereal may look light, but it is mostly starch and often sugar. A glass of juice may feel healthy, but it is a fast liquid carbohydrate. Crackers may not taste sweet, but they can break down into glucose quickly. A banana may be natural, but eaten alone at night, it may still raise blood sugar in some people. Now, this does not mean carbohydrates are evil. It means timing, portion, and pairing matter. When carbohydrate is eaten with protein, fat, or fiber, the rise in blood sugar can be slower. CDC diabetes meal planning guidance emphasizes that meal planning, carb awareness, and the plate method can help manage blood sugar levels. So when I say a night snack is safer, I do not mean it has no effect at all. I mean it is less likely to hit your bloodstream quickly, like juice, cereal, cookies, or crackers. A better night snack works more slowly. It gives your stomach something steady. It gives your liver and pancreas less of a sudden sugar load to manage. And for many seniors, that slower effect is the difference between waking up steady and waking up worried. So tonight, I want you to remember 3 words: small, balanced, measured. Small means it is a snack, not a second dinner. Balanced means it includes protein, fiber, or healthy fat. Measured means you put it on a plate or in a bowl before you eat it. Not from a bag, not from a box, not from a jar. Not while standing in the kitchen, half awake. Now let's begin. The first night snack is one hard-boiled egg with cucumber or tomato slices. This is one of the clearest night snacks because the egg is mostly protein and fat, with very little carbohydrate. That means it does not enter the bloodstream like cereal, toast, crackers, or juice. It gives your stomach something steady to digest, but it does not deliver a fast sugar load. Think of it this way: if you eat sweet cereal at night, your body has to handle a bowl of starch and sugar while you are lying still. But if you eat one boiled egg, there is very little glucose for the body to absorb quickly. The cucumber or tomato adds freshness and volume, but not much sugar. That is why this snack can be useful for a senior who feels a little hungry before bed but does not need a full carbohydrate snack. The key is to keep it plain: one egg, a few cucumber slices, or a few cherry tomatoes. A little pepper is fine. What I would not add at night is toast, crackers, sweet relish, or a salty sauce. Because once you add those things, you have changed the snack. The blood sugar effect is no longer mainly coming from the egg. It is coming from what you added around it. A small randomized trial in people with type 2 diabetes compared a low-carbohydrate, protein-rich bedtime snack using eggs with a higher carbohydrate, protein-matched snack. The egg snack lowered fasting glucose and nocturnal glucose compared with the higher carbohydrate snack, although neither snack clearly outperformed no snack. That is a careful result, and it tells us something practical. The type of snack matters, but bedtime snacking is not automatically better than not snacking. So the message is not, everyone must eat eggs before bed. The message is, if you need a snack, a low-carbohydrate protein option may be easier on overnight glucose than a high-carbohydrate snack. If you have trouble swallowing dry foods, mash the egg with a teaspoon of plain Greek yogurt or a tiny amount of olive oil. If you have reflux, do not eat it and lie flat immediately. If your doctor has advised you to limit eggs for a specific medical reason, follow that advice. And if you have high blood pressure, avoid turning this into a salty snack. An egg is not magic. It is simply not a sugar-heavy snack. That is why it usually gives blood sugar less to fight with overnight. The second night snack is plain Greek yogurt with chia seeds and a few berries. This snack is different from the egg because yogurt does contain some natural milk sugar called lactose. So we should not pretend yogurt has no effect on blood sugar. It can affect blood sugar, but plain Greek yogurt also contains protein, and when the portion is small, the rise is usually slower than sweet yogurt, cereal, or fruit eaten by itself. The chia seeds add fiber. Fiber is important because it helps slow digestion. It helps food move more gradually through the stomach and intestine, so glucose does not rush into the bloodstream all at once. The berries add flavor, but because you are using only a few, not a full bowl, they keep the snack controlled. So the blood sugar picture looks like this. Plain Greek yogurt gives protein, chia gives fiber, berries give a small amount of carbohydrate and taste. Together, they usually behave much more gently than sweet yogurt with granola. This is where many seniors make the mistake. They hear yogurt is healthy, so they buy vanilla yogurt, honey yogurt, or fruit on the bottom yogurt. Then they add granola because it looks wholesome. But now, the snack has become a dessert bowl. The problem is not yogurt itself. The problem is the sugar and starch added around it. A safer serving would be about 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt, 1 teaspoon of chia seeds, and 4 to 8 berries. Let the chia soften for a few minutes before eating. Do not add honey, do not add granola, do not add dried fruit, do not make the bowl larger just because the food looks healthy. 90DK Guidance for Healthy Living with Diabetes encourages balanced eating patterns that include non-starchy vegetables, high-fiber carbohydrate foods, and protein foods. Even though this is a snack rather than a meal, the same idea helps. Do not let carbohydrates stand alone at night if your glucose rises easily. Pair it carefully. Now, this snack is not for everyone. If dairy causes bloating, reflux, or stomach discomfort, skip it. If you have kidney disease, ask your dietitian whether your protein, phosphorus, or potassium limits affect yogurt choices. If you have swallowing problems, let the chia seeds fully soften before eating. Dry chia seeds are not appropriate for someone who has difficulty swallowing. Plain Greek yogurt with chia is slower. Sweet yogurt with granola is faster. The name sounds similar, but your blood sugar may experience them very differently. The third night snack is low-sodium cottage cheese with cinnamon and a few walnuts. Cottage cheese is useful because it is rich in protein. Protein digests more slowly than sugar or refined starch, so it usually does not create the same sharp rise as crackers, biscuits, juice, or sweet cereal. For many older adults, this matters because night hunger is not always a craving for sugar. Sometimes it is the body asking for something more sustaining. A small amount of protein can satisfy that empty feeling without flooding the body with carbohydrate. Cottage cheese also matters for another senior health reason. After the age of 60, muscle loss can become a quiet problem. Less muscle can mean less strength, less balance, greater fall risk, and sometimes poorer glucose handling because muscle is one of the places where the body uses and stores glucose. So for a senior who ate a very light dinner, a small protein-rich snack may make more sense than a sweet snack. A practical serving would be 1/2 cup of low-sodium cottage cheese, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and 2 or 3 walnut halves chopped small. That is enough. The walnuts add a little healthy fat and texture. Fat slows stomach emptying, which means food may leave the stomach more gradually. That can make the snack feel more satisfying. But there is a limit. Too many walnuts can add a lot of calories, even if they do not spike sugar quickly. The blood sugar risk comes when cottage cheese is turned into a sweet bowl, pineapple, canned peaches in syrup, raisins, honey, jam, a large serving of fruit. Those additions may taste familiar, but they change the snack completely. Now the body is not just handling protein, it is handling sugar with it. This is where many people misunderstand healthy. Cottage cheese can be reasonable, fruit can be healthy, nuts can be healthy. But when you combine large portions of all three at bedtime, the snack may become too large, too sweet, or too calorie dense. If you have high blood pressure, heart failure, kidney disease, or swelling in your legs, choose low-sodium cottage cheese and keep the portion small. If dairy worsens reflux, choose another snack. If walnuts are hard to chew, chop them finely or leave them out. Cottage cheese can be steady because of the protein. It becomes risky when the toppings turn it into dessert. The fourth night snack is hummus with cucumber, celery, or bell pepper strips. This one needs careful explanation because hummus is made from chickpeas, and chickpeas do contain carbohydrate. So why can hummus still be a reasonable night snack? Because chickpeas also contain fiber and plant protein. That combination usually digests more slowly than white crackers, pretzels, pita chips, or bread. In other words, hummus is not a no-carb food. But it is a more balanced food than many crunchy snacks seniors eat at night. The real danger is often not the hummus. It is the scooper. If you eat 2 tablespoons of hummus with cucumber, celery, or bell pepper, the snack stays controlled. But if you use pita chips, crackers, or bread, the carbohydrate load can rise quickly. Then the blood sugar effect may come more from the chips than from the hummus. This is very common. A person says, "I only had hummus," but when we look closer, they had hummus with a large bowl of crackers. That is a different snack. For a senior who wants crunch at night, vegetables with hummus can keep the eating experience without the refined starch. You still get dipping, you still get texture, you still feel like you had something savory, but you remove the part that often pushes glucose upward. Here is a real-life example. A man eats dinner early because he has done that for 40 years. At 9 AM, he sits down to watch the news and wants something crisp. For years, that meant crackers. He never thought of crackers as dessert, so he did not connect them with his morning glucose. But when he replaced the crackers with celery and 2 tablespoons of hummus, he kept the crunch, kept the routine, and removed a large amount of refined carbohydrate. That is practical medicine, not dramatic medicine, not perfect medicine, practical medicine. If garlic worsens your reflux, choose a mild hummus. If raw vegetables are hard to chew, choose softer vegetables, or cook them lightly and cool them. If you have kidney disease and have been told to watch potassium or phosphorus, ask your dietitian whether chickpeas fit your plan. And if you take warfarin, do not suddenly change your vegetable intake without guidance. Consistency matters. With hummus, the question is not only, what are you eating? The question is, what are you using to scoop it? The fifth night snack is celery, or a few thin apple slices with natural peanut butter. Peanut butter is not a low-calorie food, but it can be useful because it contains fat and some protein. These slow the snack down and help a small portion feel more satisfying. That is why peanut butter with celery usually affects blood sugar very differently from cookies or crackers. Celery has very little carbohydrate, so celery with 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is usually a lower carbohydrate option. Apple slices are different. Apple contains natural sugar and carbohydrate, so it can raise blood sugar. But when you use only a few thin slices and pair them with peanut butter, the fat and protein can slow the rise compared with eating a larger fruit portion by itself. This is the key point. The apple is not bad, but the portion matters. A whole large apple with several spoonfuls of peanut butter is not the same as 4 thin slices with 1 measured tablespoon. One is a controlled snack. The other may become a calorie-heavy, carbohydrate-containing mini-meal. The biggest mistake with peanut butter is eating it from the jar. Seniors often say, "I just had 1 spoon," but the spoon may be large. Then there's another little scoop. Then maybe crackers. By morning, the glucose number is not so mysterious anymore. The American Diabetes Association describes the diabetes plate as a way to build balanced meals with non-starchy vegetables, protein, and quality carbohydrates. The same thinking helps with snacks. Keep the portion visible, and do not let a healthy fat become an unlimited food. Here is your mid-video check-in. If one of these snacks sounds like something you already eat, do not just assume it is good or bad. Write it down. Keep the portion the same for 2 or 3 nights, then compare it with your morning blood sugar. Your glucose meter is not there to judge you. It is there to teach you your pattern. For this peanut butter snack, choose natural peanut butter without added sugar when possible. Avoid sweetened spreads. Avoid eating from the jar. And be careful if you have swallowing difficulty, because thick nut butter can be sticky and hard to swallow. In that case, spread it very thinly or choose another snack. Peanut butter can slow a snack down, but only if you measure it. From the jar, it stops being a snack and becomes a guessing game. The 6th night snack is a small handful of almonds or pistachios with unsweetened tea. Nuts are often easier on blood sugar than crackers, cookies, or cereal because they contain less fast carbohydrate and more fat, fiber, and some protein. That means they usually digest more slowly and do not send sugar into the bloodstream as quickly as refined snack foods. But nuts have a different problem. They are easy to overeat. A small handful may be reasonable. A bowl of nuts is no longer a snack. For blood sugar, that may not create the same fast spike as juice or cereal, but over time it can affect weight, insulin resistance, and morning glucose patterns. This is why I describe nuts as slow but dense. Slow means they usually do not rush into the bloodstream as sugar. Dense means a small amount contains a lot of energy. For seniors, that can be helpful if appetite is low, but it can be a problem if night eating becomes mindless. For almonds, think about 20 to 24 almonds. For pistachios, about 45 to 49 kernels may be close to 1 ounce, depending on size. But if counting feels frustrating, make it easier. Portion them earlier in the week into small containers. Do not bring the whole bag to your chair. Pistachios in the shell can help because they slow you down. You open one, eat one, pause, and repeat. That gives your brain time to register that you are eating. Many blood sugar problems at night do not come from one planned portion. They come from eating while distracted for 20 minutes. Unsweetened tea helps because it gives your hands something warm to hold and does not add sugar, but sweet tea would change the snack. Honey in tea would change the snack. A biscuit with tea would change the snack. Choose unsalted nuts if you have high blood pressure, swelling, heart failure, or kidney concerns. If you have dentures, poor chewing, or swallowing difficulty, whole nuts may not be safe. Choose finely chopped nuts, a thin layer of nut butter, or another option. Nuts are not dangerous because they are sweet. They become a problem because they are small, dense, and easy to keep eating. The 7th night snack is chia pudding made with unsweetened milk or unsweetened soy milk. This snack works differently from regular pudding. Regular pudding is often made with sugar and refined starch, which can raise glucose quickly. Chia pudding, when made correctly, is built around fiber. When chia seeds soak in liquid, they form a gel-like texture. That gel is useful because it makes the snack thicker, slower, and more filling. The fiber does not turn into blood sugar the way sugar and starch do. But the liquid matters. Unsweetened milk or unsweetened soy milk keeps the snack controlled. Sweetened vanilla milk, sweetened almond milk, honey, maple syrup, or banana can turn chia pudding into dessert. Again, the base food may be fine, but the additions can change the effect. A senior-friendly portion would be 1 tablespoon of chia seeds with 1/2 cup unsweetened milk or unsweetened soy milk, cinnamon, and maybe 2 or 3 berries. That is a small pudding, not a large bowl. There is also a safety issue. Chia seeds must be soaked. Dry chia seeds can swell, and they are not a good choice for someone with swallowing problems. For a senior with trouble swallowing, reflux, kidney disease, or digestive sensitivity, this snack should be discussed carefully or avoided. Chia pudding helps only when it stays unsweetened. Add honey or sweet milk, and it becomes a different food inside the body. Now let's connect all 7 snacks so the lesson is clear. The point is not that eggs, yogurt, cottage cheese, hummus, peanut butter, nuts, or chia are perfect foods. The point is that each one can be used to build a small snack that is slower, more measured, and less likely to behave like a bowl of sugar in the body. An egg with cucumber is for the person who wants the lowest carbohydrate choice. Plain Greek yogurt with chia and berries is for the person who wants something creamy. Cottage cheese with cinnamon and walnuts is for the person who wants a satisfying protein snack. Hummus with vegetables is for the person who needs crunch without crackers. Celery or a few apple slices with 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is for the person replacing cookies or sweets. A small portion of nuts is for the person who likes to nibble slowly. Chia pudding is for the person who wants pudding without turning it into dessert. But the snack itself is only half the story. The routine around the snack matters just as much. Sit down, use a small plate, measure the portion, eat slowly, then brush your teeth and close the kitchen. That final step may sound simple, but for many older adults, it creates a clear ending. Without that ending, the snack can stretch into grazing. 1 cracker, then a spoon of peanut butter, then a few grapes, then a sip of juice, then a biscuit, because it was already open. By morning, the glucose number is high, and the person says, "I barely ate anything," but the body counted every bite. I also want to make something very clear. Not every high morning glucose is caused by your bedtime snack. Some people wake up high because of the dawn phenomenon, when the liver releases glucose in the early morning. Some wake up high because dinner was too large or too late. Some wake up high because they slept poorly, had pain, stress, infection, dehydration, or medication timing issues. And some people who take insulin or certain diabetes medications may actually be at risk of overnight low blood sugar, which requires professional guidance. So do not panic after 1 morning number. 1 number is a clue. A week of numbers is a pattern. If you use a glucose meter, try 1 snack at a time for 2 or 3 nights. Keep dinner similar. Keep the timing similar. Then compare your bedtime and morning readings. If you use a continuous glucose monitor, look at the overnight curve, not just the fasting number. If you do not monitor glucose at home, ask your healthcare provider what is appropriate for you. And please speak with your doctor, pharmacist, or diabetes educator if you often wake up sweaty, shaky, confused, weak, unusually hungry, or with morning headaches. Those can sometimes be signs of nighttime low blood sugar, especially in people using insulin or medications that increase insulin release. Now, before we finish, I want to give you the simple Dr. Bennett night snack rule. If you are not hungry, you do not need to snack just because it is bedtime. Water or unsweetened herbal tea may be enough. If you are truly hungry, choose a small snack with protein, fiber, or healthy fat. If your doctor told you to eat at bedtime because of medication or low blood sugar risk, follow your personal medical plan. And if you are snacking because of boredom, loneliness, television, or habit, be kind to yourself, but be honest about the pattern. Food should not frighten you, but food should not fool you either. Tonight, when you walk into the kitchen, ask yourself 1 question. Is this snack going to settle my body, or is it going to wake up my blood sugar while I sleep? If the answer is not clear, choose the simpler option. 1 egg with cucumber, plain Greek yogurt with chia, cottage cheese in a measured bowl, hummus with vegetables, celery with 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, a small pre-portioned handful of nuts, or chia pudding made without added sugar. And if you already have a night snack habit, tell me in the comments which one you usually choose. Cereal, crackers, fruit, yogurt, nuts, or something else. Your answer may help another older adult recognize a habit they never thought to question. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is a calmer night, a safer morning, and a blood sugar pattern you can understand instead of fear. I'm Dr. Claire Bennett. Take good care of yourself tonight, and remember, the best bedtime snack is not the one that sounds healthiest online. It is the one your body can handle, your doctor would understand, and your morning number can forgive.